Hello everyone! Welcome to Portugal! My name is Madalena, I'm a naturalist for Zegrom expeditions, and for our armchair explorations today I would like to take you on a tasty journey. Follow me! Did you know that Portuguese people are the biggest consumers of codfish in the world? North Atlantic cod fisheries are very relevant internationally. This is a fascinating species. They are omnivorous, ferocious predators that can grow to be 2 meters, something like 6 feet, and weigh about 60 kilos, 130 pounds. They're kind of yellowish, with a barbel under their chin. They will use this barbel to find prey that are hidden in the bottom of the ocean. A curious fact about codfish is that females lay on average 3 to 7 million eggs, but there's a record of one single female laying 9 million eggs. Let me show you one. Oh wait, I can't, because we don't have it in Portugal. That's right. But how come we are the biggest consumers of codfish in the world and we do not even have it in our waters? This story starts in the 1500s on the quest to find the maritime routes to the east. All records of the sailors that arrived in the North Atlantic waters near Labrador and Newfoundland always stated that there was so much fish you could just put your hands in the water and take it out. Plus, it was very tasty. In Europe, back in the 15th century, there was lack of food supply and protein sources. Most people, being Christians, had their fasting periods and non-eating meat days. And remember, there were no refrigerators to preserve your food. Cod was easy to maintain and preserve, a good source of protein, and it was very nutritious. So it became very important throughout Europe. Now the Galicians had the great idea to add salt. By adding salt to the fish, you dehydrate it, take about 54% of its water, and this way you could keep it for a very long time. Men would sail away on their ships from the Iberian Peninsula to the North Atlantic waters, arriving to their destination on a mother ship that would lower small boats called dories, with one fisherman per boat. After collecting their catch, they would bring it back on board, where the fish would be open in half, they would take their heads out and covered in salt. And this way, you could bring it back to Europe and preserve it for many, many months. This trade lasted for centuries. And even today, when we travel to places like Norway, Iceland or Canada, we can find objects of the trade between the Iberian Peninsula and the North Atlantic communities. You can find very old olive oil bottles, you can find fishing gear done with cork, and many other objects. Now, during the Second World War, the Portuguese created a very distinguished fleet for fishing cod. Because they were neutral during the war and they did not want to be in trouble, they painted all their ships white. And this became the White Fleet, so that everybody would know that they were neutral in the war and they were just there to fish cod. We can say that we eat codfish since the 1500s. It's a very important fish, and because of that, we have developed more than 1,000 ways of cooking cod. And today, I would like to show you one. If you find yourselves with some dried codfish, what could you do with it? A very simple recipe that's going to be very, very tasty. These days that we're all looking for new ways of exploring from home, I'm bringing you for our armchairs exploration a very simple way of cooking salted cod. All you need to find is some dried salted cod, some olive oil, some onions, potatoes and garlic. All the basics of a good Mediterranean recipe. When you want to cook it, you pick up the cod, you put it with the skin up in a bucket with water. You'd leave there for about 24 hours so you can remove as much salt as possible. It is a good thing to change a couple of times the water so it helps to rehydrate the fish. Modern times call for modern solutions, and these days you can find in the supermarket cod that has already been desalted and rehydrated, and it will be ready to cook. It's a cheating method. But a special note, you can never do any of these 1,000 Portuguese recipes of cod with fresh cod. We like the good old traditional way, the hard one, the good strong flavor salted cod. It's time to prepare our ingredients. We're gonna start with onions and garlic. Generally, when you want to do a recipe like this, you'd put the cod in water the day before. So the next morning it will be ready to prepare. To cook, you'd put the cod in a pan with water, and my grandmother always told me the secret is to add a little bit of milk so the meat can get very soft and tender. After boiling the cod, here's your result. Beautiful. The next step will be to prepare our tray to go to the oven. You can pick up a tray, add some onions, some garlic, then you put your cod, and you finish up with the pièce de résistance, olive oil. The good way of doing this is to put enough olive oil to cover everything. That's more like it. Now just put it in the oven for a little bit to make it gold and beautiful. To go with the olive oil, we like to do what we call the punch potatoes. For that, you can pick up a tray, you can put some potatoes on it, salt, and just put them in the oven the same time as the cod until they're cooked. Generally, we use about 180 degrees Celsius. The cod will be ready once the onions are kind of blondish and a little bit toasted. And for the potatoes, just use a fork to punch it and see when they're ready. Ready for some magic? Let's start with our punch potatoes. Put them in our dish, and now the biggest magic of all. This is just like gold. It's looking so good. And then the olive oil. And here you go. Bon appetit. Enjoy your cod. I hope you had a nice time talking about this magnificent fish. As you can see, it's very easy to get attached to it, even if you don't have it in your waters. But always remember, whenever going for any kind of fish, choose sustainable fisheries. Protect the oceans, travel wisely, and I hope to see you again on our next Armchair Explorations. Bye bye, see you later. Até logo!